Adam, here we are on the eve of a World Championships. What emotions does that stir in you?
Excitement, really. I just can't wait to get going. Being out here in Dubai for the holding camp, putting the last sort of preps and touches to the year-long work. It's just ready to get going and go out there and run fast and hopefully do my best performances for the British team. So, I'm excited and yeah, like I said, can't wait to start.
Yeah, how do you find holding camp? There's a little bit of downtime, some nervous energy around the camp, I guess?
Not really, it's good vibes really. It's the first time that the whole team comes together and the British team is such a fun, exciting team to be a part of. Everyone gets on, everyone supports each other. Doesn't matter what event you are, if you've got a long session or a hard session, doesn't matter what part of the track you are, everyone will stop and cheer for you, and it's such a good environment, and it helps, especially the young athletes who it might be their first champs, to realise, do you know what, actually, it makes you really excited and proud. So I don't feel like anyone's really nervous. You might get to Doha and the night before your competition you might be nervous, but the hard work's already done. This is just, like I said, polishing, doing that last little bit of prep, making sure you're sharp, and yeah, it's really nice to see everyone, because you don't get to see everyone that often. You see everyone at trials, but everyone's sort of head to head and heads down and trying to make the team. But once you're here, it's like it makes you really, really proud to be British, because the team environment that we have and the philosophy that we have and the ethos in the team it's just lovely.
You touched on trials there.
Yeah.
Take me back to that and what that meant to you to come at the time it did.
Trials meant a lot. To make the team for the 1 and the 2, I felt so happy and I was elated and just a bit relieved really, like to get it done. And you don't want to dwell on it you don't want to like focus on it too much, because the focus on trials is to make the team, and then after that it's what happens in Doha is what matters. It doesn't matter if you're British champ or you're not British champ, as long as you make the team, you got a chance to run in Doha. So it was nice to just get back to form and show people that I can still run fast, and it's sort of like a second coming for me, and it was exciting to sort of, I think if anyone saw my face after the 200, especially when I crossed the line, I just let out a big scream. Like it was nice to be back and to run quite fast in front of a home crowd. There's no better feeling.
You mentioned the second coming there. It's a little bit of Adam Gemili 2.0. What does he differ from the first version?
He's just more confident, and he believes in his own ability, and he doesn't need reassurance from this person or that person. I've always been a confident person and always been a laid-back, happy, chilled person, but now I go into every race believing I can win, and I train so hard, and I train with some of the best sprinters in the world, and every time I step on the track, I believe I can go out there and run fast. And it doesn't always happen, but if you don't have that mentality, you're already defeated before you've raced. So for me, yeah, last few seasons have been tough with injury, but it's nice to come back and show people like I still can run fast and I still can push for those individual medals. I'm not just a relay runner anymore, so it's cool.
That was my next question really. I suppose it's confidence, but confidence in yourself as an individual athlete.
Absolutely. I think no one trains to be a relay runner. It's such a nice thing to be a part of, and I've been a part of a World Championship winning team, and no one's ever going to take that away from me, and it's something I'll always be so proud. But ultimately, we're in an individual sport to win individual medals, and that's what the aim is. Like, we don't train for relay all year; we train as an individual runner. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge to put myself in the 1 and the 2, and I think they're so open. Like, you've obviously got favourites that are in. People have run fast going into it, but at championships it's a clean slate. Everyone's on a level playing field. It's everyone's got the reset button, and it's the best man on the day will take it. And right now, especially with Usain out of it, I think a lot of people say when Usain was at his best, he was basically unbeatable, and that's the truth. But there's no clear favourite, and you can't predict the 1, 2, 3. It's in the 100 or the 200, and that's so exciting for sprints. And yeah, it's nice to hopefully be a part of that. So
yeah, you touched on success in relay. London 2017 being one of the peaks, I guess. To do it at home, I mean, it's the last World Championships. We sometimes forget it's been a couple of years.
yeah.
Just tell me about that, and also how you look back on it, given the fact that you're now trying to earn your spurs individually more.
Yeah, it was great to be a part of that team, and like I said, to do it in London, that just doesn't happen. To win in a race where we, as an individuals in the 100 and the 200, we weren't the most successful in London, and to come together as a relay and show that it doesn't matter how fast you run going into it, it doesn't matter who you've got in your team. It's that team spirit that comes together that really boosts your performance, and the crowd gave us such an extra boost of energy. and we became world champions, and Usain Bolt was in the race, and the Americans Coleman and Gatlin, and everyone was in the race. Like, it wasn't like we had an easy run at it. And yeah, like I said, there was times on that night where I was hugging CJ and Danny and Nathaniel, and I just didn't want to let go and just remember that feeling. And yeah, the whole stadium, like, last event usually people are scurrying out to try and avoid the traffic, but it was basically full up for our lap of honour, and that made me so proud and happy to do it in front of a home crowd.
Wonderful coach reader. Tell me about him. And that group as well, it's quite a special group. You've got some guys there.
Yeah, we've got Omar's a special character. Like, if you ever get to interview him or meet him, you'll see he's just so funny and just full of life and full of energy. And yeah, we've got, like, our group at the moment is flying. Christian Taylor is, I think he's the one to watch in Doha. Like, he's training like an absolute beast. And if he can hit a good jump and control his speed, I always joke with him, because obviously Jonathan Edwards, British guy, has the triple jump British record, but boy, Christian is if anyone's going to break it, it's going to be him. Obviously training with the likes of Andre de Grasse, Xi, or I call him Sean, is a Chinese sprinter who won the London Diamond League. You know the quality's good if you're running with those guys, and those guys have all run 19.8 and 9.9s this year, so it gives me good confidence going into it. And we have such a good environment. We all just get on, we get to the track, we have a good time, but we put our heads down, we train hard, and we do that day in, day out. And it's so important to be in athletics and have a good group around you and a good team, because it's such a difficult sport. People only see the 10 or 20 seconds or whatever we compete, and they think, oh, what you do is so easy, but the training is the hard bit, the competition is the easy bit. And unless you've got a good environment every single day, it can be really, really tough and really mentally draining. So no, I'm so thankful for the group we've got, and hopefully Tumbleweed Track Club, which is our training group, can go out there and bring some medals back. So I'm excited for the challenge.
Yeah, only you know what you're capable of in Doha.
Absolutely.
What would constitute a successful World Championships?
I'd like to medal in both 100, the 200, and the relay. And I think you have to be aiming to be the best. I think if you're trying to just make a final, and then obviously always try and make the final first, but you have to be. I don't train and sacrifice so much. I moved to Florida. Like, I don't do that just to try and be a lane filler and make up the numbers and make other people look good. So for me, I really believe if I'm on my game and I'm running my fastest, why not? Why can't I win? There's no reason why I can't. I believe I can run the same as every other sprinter, and on my day, I have that mental sort of ability to go out there and perform at a championship. So yeah, I don't train to be second place. I always train to be the best, and hopefully I can go out and show people that. So no, 3 medals would be fantastic.
You've been in the biggest finals, I think, of Rio.
Yeah, Olympic.
Being there is
absolutely with Usain Bolt in the Olympic final, and nothing phases me anymore. Like, I used to get so like I was thinking about being in London 2012 as an 18-year-old, youngest on the athletics team, to then being in Rio, the athletics captain. Like, I was made the athletics captain, and it's just like I've been through such a journey in this sport, had such good highs and some lows, and yeah, I'm so confident, and your track career goes by so fast, and if you don't make the most of it, next thing you know, your body's falling apart, and you're gonna have to retire. And I'd like to retire on my own terms, and like I said, hopefully this is the year to, like, the second coming for me, because the last few years have been really tough with injury, and then sets me up nicely for Tokyo.
Yeah, just finally, you mentioned Tokyo. What would it mean for you to be standing with that GB vest on that rostrum in Doha? How would that set you up?
There's no better feeling, and like I said, if you can do that, you know you're in and amongst the world's best sprinters, and it just gives you such confidence going forward in an Olympic year. And there's not that much time to go towards the Olympics. Less than a year. Like, it's going to come around so quick. And Tokyo, I know the city is beautiful, and yeah, anytime you get to represent Great Britain, it's special. But to do it at an Olympic Games, that's the top of the sport and the top of the games, and yeah, there's no better feeling. It's the best and the elite, and I fingers crossed can make that team.